Okay, so this is a little something different. I've seen people do 25, 100, 75, 50, all over the place, but I was going to do 25 things that you might not know about me that are kind of random facts. So the first one is I really dislike chocolate, and I've been told that makes me a lousy girl and that I'm weird and all that, but it has almost a fecal odor and a dirt taste to me. So I find it very unpleasant, and even milk chocolate is kind of bitter to my taste buds, so I don't enjoy it. The second thing is I have this really weird habit when I'm reading. Actually, hang on, I'll show you guys. So if I was reading this book here, I'm always like flipping through and trying to see, oh, that's how many pages I have left, as if I've forgotten. And people make the biggest fun of me for that flipping, but it's just something I do. And that's actually why it's where my third fact comes in. Because of that, I don't like ebooks because I can't play with the pages is part of it. So I'm just holding it and it's like too still and there's nothing to play with it, and I can't stand that. Number 4, when I was a little kid, I wanted to live at Disneyland and just like camp out in the castle and ride the rides all day. I always thought that would be really funny, but my grandma always told me, like, if you did that, you'd get sick of Disneyland and it wouldn't be special anymore. And I was just like, yeah, that's what grown-ups say. And number 5 is now I live close enough to have an annual pass, and we go between 1 and 3 times a month. Um, so I don't quite live there, and I don't know that I would want to live or work there, but I do still like going, and I like going a lot more often than maybe most people would enjoy. Number 6 is I love Russian culture, even though I'm not Russian. Although some people think I am, which is funny. But just for the record, here on YouTube, I'm not Russian or even any kind of Slavic. Number 7 is I went to Russia 4 times last year in 2014. And 8, the reason for that is we adopted 2 kids from Kyrgyzstan. So that's former USSR bordering China, basically, is the easiest way to explain it. It's one of the stands, and so I would get visas and play tourist on the layovers between my trips. Number 9 is I love making and eating international food. I don't really care for typical American dishes that much, and even when I do, I often want something a little different as a twist. So for example, my meatloaf that I make is basically an Italian meatball. It's my grandma's meatloaf recipe, which is pretty much the same as her meatball recipe as far as what actually goes into the meat mixture. So that's kind of fun. Number 10 is I loved writing ever since I was a kid, but I never finished a novel until I did NaNoWriMo National Novel Writing Month. Number 11, speaking of Nano, I'm a municipal liaison, and that's kind of a tongue twister, big words. What does that mean, practically speaking? It means that I'm one of the 2 local coordinators for our region, and we come up with the events and we put things together and we kind of facilitate people having a good time while they're writing 50,000 words in the month of November. And I'll link NaNoWriMo in the down below. Number 12 is I love to scrapbook, which is kind of random. I definitely enjoy making different things. I've taken some one-day workshop classes, and then I've watched a lot of YouTube and kind of improved my style, I feel like, versus maybe just how, I don't know how to say. I've learned a lot about how to be a better scrapbooker and put a lot of effort in. I haven't scrapbooked as much since the kids came home and from all the travel, and a lot of the stuff I have bothered to make was, stuff I have actually made was gifts from my parents, my grandma, my grandma and all, people like that. So I need to make some stuff that we're going to keep. Like, I really need to sit down, knuckle down, scrapbook our trips to Kyrgyzstan, and scrapbook my kids' first Christmas in the US. Number 13, I live less than 10 minutes from the beach, but I never go because I don't like water and I don't like sand. Not really big on seeing half naked people either. So to me, there's just no attraction. It's just itchy and gross, and I don't want to go. Number 14, I'm an only child. No brothers and sisters. I did grow up with cousins really close by who I'm really close to. Number 15, I've been to 6 countries and 5 states, only 3 states if you take away the fact that I've only been to New York for layovers. So I've never left JFK Airport. And then I went to Salt Lake City for an overnight layover with my husband on our first trip to Kyrgyzstan. And we left the airport and got a hotel, but everything was closed and we couldn't even get a decent meal at that time of night. So we didn't see anything. So you want to talk about, like, I've been to obviously California where I was born, Las Vegas, and Illinois for a wedding. But New York and Utah, some people count those, some people wouldn't. But even so, I've been to 6 countries. I've been to the United States where I was born, obviously, Italy, the Vatican, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and Russia. So either way you count it, it beats that out, or it beats out my number of states. Number 16 is I took 2 years of Latin in high school. My husband took 3. So we have that in common, just kind of random. Number 17 is I now attend the Old Latin Mass every Sunday. So I do put my Latin to good use, and I have sung in Latin language choirs before. Number 18, I don't drink coffee, but I love tea. And number 19 is I only like black tea, though. And so I learned in Russia and Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan, they're all Russian-speaking countries, lucky for me, I learned how to order chorny chai, which is black tea. But I actually never learned the word for green because I don't like green tea at all. So just whenever they would say chai or what kind of chai, I would just say chorny pajalsta, which is black, please. Number 20, we have an adorable dog. He's a German Shepherd and Saluki mix. And I'll put in his picture because he is in bed as I'm filming this. The whole house is asleep. For the Whippet, we're dog sitting. He is looking at me like I'm crazy, and he's sitting on the couch here, and he's awake, but it's just him and me awake right now. Number 21, on my mom's side, I'm a 4th generation German Shepherd owner. So I guess that makes my children generation number 5. So that's kind of fun. And it actually goes back to my mother's grandfather, who was German. So that's kind of cool too. Number 22, I really love having fun with makeup, but I'm not talented enough to be a beauty guru. 24 is I still sometimes fantasize about doing beauty videos on this channel or talking about those kinds of products occasionally or on another channel, or I don't know. It's just something I would like to do. I know YouTube's really saturated with that. But there are products that I enjoy, and when I've looked for reviews of them, they've all been in Russian. So I thought it might be interesting for me to do some reviews myself. And I don't know. I don't feel the confidence to do tutorials. I don't really feel my skill level is that much higher than anyone else. And number 24, I do watch the Beauty Guru videos almost every day. Even though I haven't really decided if I'm ever going to include that in my YouTube arsenal. And number 25 is I don't think I'll ever get through my TBR list. It is a mile high and you're climbing every day. So I think even if I didn't do anything but read from now and the rest of my life, it's growing faster than it's shrinking. So I think I'd never get through it all, which is good. It's always good to have something to look forward to. Thanks and happy reading.